ShopGearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored by our store through Amazon. If you visit ShopGear.com, please remember to do that, because when you do, you provide gasoline to the engine known as Gear Radio Network, and that helps this podcast continue. It is the best way to shop for yourself, and is the best way to support this podcast. Now, on with the show.
From wherever we decide studios, broadcasted live on iTunes, Spreaker, and worldwide, this is the Turnbuckle Talk Radio Podcast with your hosts, the Crimson Cyclone himself, Cyclone Jones, and of course, the producer, Pat G. The G stands for Gangsta. And now kick back and get ready for the eargasms.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know me, I know you, we know each other. Cyclone Jones in the building, along with Pat G. The G stands for Gangsta. Pat G, tell them what it is.
It is number 43 of the episodes of the TTRP, the Turnbuckle Talk Radio Podcast, brought to you by Gear Network and, of course, ShopGear.com.
ShopGear.com. Get all your stuff. Amazon through Shop Gear, buy stuff, get it in the mail, and then use it, and then buy more stuff, and you get more stuff in the mail.
You do. And all that stuff that you're getting in the mail kicks back a percentage to Gear Network and, of course, brings you us, the TTRP.
TTRP, baby. So show your support. Do what it do. Cyclone Jones, Pat G, the G stands for Gangster. We're out. Thanks for calling. No.
Really? That's how you're going to go?
I thought that was the end of the show.
No, that is not the end of the show. That was the end of the whole intro.
I don't know. I'm off today. Today is just one of those days.
You don't have a wrestling show today.
I know, right? Saturday and I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah. Well, we did a podcast last week Saturday, too, but we were at a wrestling show.
That's true, but that's different. I was at the show. It's different.
Different feeling.
Different. In the studio instead of being on the road is completely different.
This is true.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk some wrestling today. Today we start off with WWE.
Yes. And Fox Networks. The Fox Networks who have had wrestling on before in ROH.
Yeah. Who support Trump. Listen, they do,
okay.
Right?
Okay. Well, WWE supports him. He's in the Hall of Fame.
And I was going there.
Okay.
I mean, it's all wrestling related. Come on now.
There you go. Okay.
Let's keep it wrestling related.
The segues. Well, it has been reported by the Sporting News that Fox is reportedly ready to make a major push to acquire the WWE television rights. The company is offering WWE a deal that would see Raw air on the Fox Broadcast Network, Channel 29 for the Buffalo viewers, and while SmackDown would air on Fox Sports 1 for anyone that has Dish,
right,
DirecTV, or your regular cable if you're allowed Fox Sports 1.
Exactly. So that would give people that don't have cable the access to watch WWE Network or WWE services.
Yeah, at least on Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. That would be a very big boost to the potential audience for Raw, putting it on one of the four major broadcast networks for the first time in its history. Mm-hmm. Because in its history, WWE Television has been on USA or TNN/Spike TV.
That was a short run. I remember that. That was a super short run.
Actually, it was about
4 years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years, yeah.
4 or 5 years.
That's a short run for a show that's been on for, what, 30 years now?
Yeah.
40 years?
25. Well, Monday Night Raw has been on 25. So.
Yeah.
But still. Well, according to the Sporting News, if Fox does land the rights when the current broadcast contract with NBC Universal ends on September 30th of next year, so 2019, it would cause Fox to end their relationship with the UFC. Fox currently pays $120 million a year for UFC broadcast rights. Both UFC and the WWE would be looking for an upward of $400 million a year.
400. What can you do with 400 million a year?
A lot.
Like, I can't even say, I'm not even going to say that. We're going to try and not get to eat today.
Okay. We're going to try to keep it clean.
We're going to try. But I can do a lot with 400 million.
Oh, absolutely. And the company is said to be more likely to give that to WWE than the UFC. They'll pass on the UFC, then use Raw for Fox broadcasting and FS1 content. The news comes one day after Fox Sports 1 host Colin Cowherd, a critic of the WWE for a very long time, talked about how attending a recent SmackDown taping in Los Angeles, he said this, a very good sport, coming to a network near you. Now, a WWE spokesperson declined to comment on the company's TV rights negotiations, except to say the company plans to announce its U.S. television partner between May and September of this year. So, they're in negotiations.
So what do you think about Fox putting a bid in for WWE to come to their network? How do you feel about Fox on WWE?
Well, the other thing that rolls into this is it came out to yesterday or today that if Fox was to get the rights, Monday Night Raw would go back to a 2-hour program because they do not want to preempt the local news because Fox Television shows Channel 2 News at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And from what I know local ratings-wise in Buffalo, that brings in a decent amount of people for the Fox network.
Okay.
Because it's Channel 2. Channel 2 is a very reputable news station in the city. And probably, if they're not they're not number one, they're like right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a lot of people that watch the 10 o'clock news. So you're not going to have, you're going to go back to the days of Monday Night Raw, like ending at 9:58 p.m. Like not running over because they can. Because right. USA has pretty much given them a free range.
They have given them a free range, but you have yet to answer my question.
I was about to answer your question.
I mean, you just gave me a whole definition of what I didn't want to hear. I want to hear your opinion.
My opinion, if WWE goes to Fox Broadcasting, I think it will expand their net for bringing in the casual fan,
right? For
bringing in new fans, because like you said yourself, for the people that don't have cable, that are wrestling fans, can't watch it. They get their content through the network or through the internet library, stuff like that.
Yep.
Now they get to watch Monday Night Raw. They get to stay with the main storylines of the show, which is now going to bring you more ratings, more people, more money, because at the end of the day, it's a business decision.
Right.
And there's been talks about WWE being for sale because of Vince McMahon bringing back the XFL. There's talk, which I don't think the WWE will ever be sold. No. It's going to stay in the McMahon family.
Oh, yeah.
But with them going from USA to Fox, it's going to be interesting because now you're on a broadcast network. So that, in turn, maybe comes with a whole different set of rules. Because not saying that they don't push the envelope on USA, but they have.
Right.
So... Especially with like the storylines where guys get thrown in a truck or an ambulance and it gets tipped over.
I don't think the storylines are going to change. Let's just say if they do go to Fox.
Okay.
I mean, my opinion on the matter is I think it would be good for a consumer decision because, like I said, now there's people that weren't able to watch USA. You know, people that aren't able to afford the high prices of cable television. They're able to watch TV on Fox now. Everybody gets Fox channel, you know, on a new TV.
Yeah. I
mean, of course, everybody has Wi-Fi now and things like that. So, I mean, but there are some people that don't have the capability of having cable. So now you're playing to the masses now.
Yeah,
Great.
you are.
However, like you said, Fox is a grind to the nose type of company. So if they say turn it off at 9:58 so we can start our news channel at 10 o'clock, that's what you're going to do. But I think also that pulling back an hour in wrestling gives them more time to actually think about what they can do instead of trying to do filler as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think with WWE moving to Fox, and if they do, and Raw goes from 3 hours to 2, you have to go back to focusing on putting actual content on there that people want to see, and you won't have your filler comedy segments, your filler matches, and that. Like, yes, does it suck for like the lower tier, middle of the road talent?
It does.
It does. But
that's the nature of the business. Now it's time for you to get, put your nose to the grind and do what you got to do in order to get on TV.
But that rolls into another recent decision that WWE has made about making all pay-per-views both brands. Because starting, I believe, with Backlash? I believe it's Backlash.
I like how your voice went up just now and you was like, Backlash? And I mimicked you perfectly there. I like that. Yeah. That's just me,
I believe with starting there, all pay-per-views will be both Raw and SmackDown. And there is a lot of concern that the lower tier, middle of the road talent will have less opportunities to be featured because now you have both shows and you have title matches and your main storylines. So there's not going to be that much room. Also, with that, they're extending all pay-per-views to essentially 4 hours.
That's crazy.
You will have the hour pre-show.
Right. And then 3 hours of wrestling.
3 hours of the main pay-per-view.
Which wouldn't be bad. That gives them filler matches there. Put them on the pay-per-view match. Do it as here, you're on the pay-per-view match. Show me what you can do now.
Exactly.
And then we'll put you into a storyline. Then we'll build you up. But show me what you can do on here. That way you can debut new guys. I mean, you can turn your pay-per-views. I mean, your pay-per-views, of course, would be the end-all, be-all of a storyline or the high-point roller coaster of a storyline, until you take it to that last swoop where you finish it off, But with that being said, you can always debut new guys on a pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely.
My thought process, you can bring in, Primal Warpat, and debut him against, I don't even know.
Wrestler X.
Who would you want to wrestle? Not Wrestler X. Wrestler X is too good for you. Primal Warpath. Primal War G.
Warpath G?
Warpath G, thank you.
Yeah, Warpath G versus Primal Warpath?
Yes. Nobody goes over.
Nobody would go over, but I would get like whoever's the referee. I'd be like, I'd hand him like I'm like, listen, as soon as I get a pin, fast count, done.
There would be no fast count. Primal Warpath wouldn't make it to the ring.
It's true. He'd
run around the ring and tire his ass out. Tire himself out.
But then he falls out in the ring, and then I just cover him.
Match didn't start.
Damn it!
He's outside the ring.
You won't give me the 1, 2, 3.
No, there's no 1, 2, 3.
God damn it!
He didn't get in the ring yet.
Okay. The entrance is the match.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's my opinion. I think the Fox move is a good and bad move. I don't like Fox personally, but I think it's a good bad move. I think it's about 80-20% good bad move. So, I mean, go with it.
You know what? But on the flip side of this, I don't think NBC Universal or the USA Network is going to let them go because now, like all businesses do, you get in that bidding war.
Yeah.
And it's no surprise that WWE programming for the 5 hours that it is on USA Network brings them the highest ratings.
It does.
It does. And, like, USA Network between the hours of 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Monday and 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Tuesday
In the beginning of the week.
In the beginning of the week on a Monday and Tuesday night.
Where you really need ratings.
Exactly. They are the top. They're at the top. They're number one for certain age demographics.
Yep.
And also the thing with SmackDown doing 8 to 10 is this is where USA now puts in shows that they want to be seen, and SmackDown's that lead in. Case in point, this past week they debuted Unsolved, the USA Network special about Tupac and Biggie,
right?
Which now you have that 8 to 10 in SmackDown, all the fans, and all these people that are your age, my age, that remember Tupac and Biggie go, this looks interesting.
I'm going to watch this because I like Tupac.
Yeah.
I like Biggie.
Let's watch this. And watch it.
They're blaming the cops. I'm really going to watch now. So that's what they're thinking.
So it's USA going, hey, you know what? Business. We're getting the ratings. And from what I saw, the first episode of Unsolved kept a lot of the audience from SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because while you're watching Unsolved, if you're still a WWE fan, you have Facebook Watch. So you could put Facebook Watch on your computer, watch the Mix Match Challenge, and then once Unsolved's done, you can go in and watch 205 Live.
Yep.
So your Tuesday night is set. But the thing is USA is not going to go down without a fight. And USA Network has had Monday Night Raw in the WWE programming for at least 20 of the 25 years Monday Night Raw has been on. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to want to lose that because if you lose that, what are you going to replace it with? Yes, USA does have some fine programming. They do have some very awesome USA original specials and everything.
They do,
but that's 5 hours of programming. You now have to fill. What are you going to put 5 more hours of Law and Order SVU on?
Listen, well, I don't like SVU. I never did like SVU. I always liked regular Law and Order.
Well, the thing is, they have the rights to Law and Order SVU because it's NBC Universal, and NBC shows Law and Order.
Yeah,
the SVU. But the thing is a lot of the episodes that they show, they've been showing like the last couple of recent seasons here. But a lot of the episodes that show, if you're a Law and Order SVU fan, you've seen them at least 2 or 3 times already. Mm-hmm. You know what's going to happen. So it loses its allure of watching again. Like, I'm going to say, like, I've watched SVU. I'm like, I've seen episode. I may have come across an episode during one of the like marathons that I haven't seen, but I saw the one time and then I haven't seen it since. But the thing is, that's 5 hours of programming you have to fill. And you have the rights to NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles and SVU and your regular programming, but 5 hours of TV is hard to fill because you have to negotiate with sponsors and commercials and everything, and then make sure what they're selling is in line with what you're showing.
Right. All right.
But with Fox. Fox is going to have to do the same thing, but it gives WWE a opportunity to have even more sponsors now.
Yeah,
because Fox is a national broadcast network. It's not a cable network.
So I mean, and we'll see what happens. I mean, this is still way early in the makings.
Like I said, the TV contract for WWE doesn't end until September of 2019.
Yeah, it's
like they said they're going to announce.
USA isn't going to make a move until then.
Oh, yeah.
They still have a whole year and a half. They're not going to make a move until then. And once that happens, to be 100% if I can talk today, to be 100% completely honest, I don't think USA is going to let them go. Oh. USA is going to pay the money that they need to pay.
Yeah.
They're not going to Fox. As much as I would like to see them go to Fox with the 80% 20 that I just gave you, in my opinion, they're not going to go.
No.
But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely, keep you updated on that, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, rolling back to the dual brand pay-per-views and the possibility of the lower tier guys, middle tier guys that getting pulled back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Over recent weeks, it kind of seems that the WWE, and I know it's WrestleMania season, but it kind of seems like WWE's kind of scaled back on their lower tier guys a little bit, like how they show them on TV. Because I don't know if you've been watching. Mm-hmm. Monday Night Raw has been the road to WrestleMania, plain and simple.
Right.
Whether it's Roman Reigns, whether it's The Miz, whether it's The Bar, it's been their main guys.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown, when SmackDown first went to SmackDown Live, I loved SmackDown. But now SmackDown has fallen into that classic WWE cliche of, let's focus on our authority figures.
Yeah.
And not that I don't love Daniel Bryan, because who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
And Shane McMahon is always entertaining. The concept of Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan constantly arguing about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like, for at least 45 minutes of the show. You have a 2-hour show. It's getting repetitive, and it's getting old, and it's getting boring.
Well, like I stated a long time ago, SmackDown was the flagship, and then they fell off, and then they always want to bring it back to Raw, but then sometimes they notice that Raw is starting to lose and SmackDown takes over,
mm-hmm.
and then they go, oh my gosh, we need to build Raw back up again. So I honestly believe this is where they're going with this, because they know Roman is winning the title.
Yes,
they're kind of scaling back SmackDown.
They're kind of like, let's keep SmackDown entertaining and interesting, but we don't want them to be doing what they were. Case in point, why Shinsuke Nakamura, who won the Royal Rumble, has had one match since then.
Yep, told you. Listen, I mean, this is what happens. They scale back SmackDown and do it on purpose.
And what's bad is when they finally decide, when they get to WrestleMania, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles are going to go out there and just blow the roof off the place.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to go, oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, we got to go with SmackDown. That's where our talent is.
Well, they know that SmackDown has great talent.
Oh, absolutely.
With John Cena being the free agent, but he's on SmackDown. Technically.
Well, right now he's having the John Cena road to WrestleMania. I'm going to do everything in my power to have that road.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, as far as John Cena goes, I know a lot of people are saying John Cena Undertaker. Reports saying that it's going to be John Cena Rey Mysterio. They just don't want John Cena being involved in the WWE Championship match in any way, shape, or form. Everybody wants it to be Nakamura Styles. They one-on-one, tell them to finish and let them go.
Yep.
Like, they don't want anybody else involved in that.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be. I understand, Roman and Brock are probably going to go on last, unless it's Cena Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, Cena Undertaker, if you're doing Cena and Undertaker, and this is Undertaker's last match, plain and simple, light of day, Cena and Undertaker have to go on last.
Have to.
They have to.
Have to. And the only reason why they have to is because it's the last hurrah for Undertaker. I think Undertaker should stop anyway. But if it is against Cena, Cena's going to definitely carry that match to make it a great match.
Oh, absolutely. And I think if it's going to be the last match for Undertaker, it's going to be that quote-unquote passing of the torch to Cena, going, okay, you're the guy everybody looks up to now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. My time is over as the locker room leader.
Yep.
You're the locker room leader. Because Cena's got that whole free agent thing now. He can bounce between both shows.
Yep.
And he's still young enough and in shape enough to go for another 10 years on like a regular / part-time schedule.
Right.
You don't have, because the thing is this day and age, you have a lot more medical advances than you did when Undertaker started. Because if you really think, Undertaker started in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he became huge in the like late 80s, early 90s, and so on. But you're looking at a man that's got like 40 years of just beating up his body.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's taken time off over the last 5, 6, 7. He's taken time off, and in the last 5, 6, 7 years, he's not been on a full-time schedule. But now you look at John Cena, who is constantly in the gym, constantly working out, constantly eating right, so on and so forth. Man, could probably go another 10 to 15 years on a like a 50% schedule.
He good.
Not a full-time, but he's still John Cena at the end of the day. He's still your guy.
Right.
Which, and I know a lot of people have their Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. Honestly, if you look at
Will Cena be on there?
John Cena, like if you look at the body of work that John Cena has done over the past 15 years, I think you have to put Cena on there. Because Cena's been to wrestling what Hulk Hogan was to wrestling in the 80s.
Yeah.
He has been.
He is. You know, Cena is the modern day Hogan of the 80s.
Yeah.
You know?
He's the guy that's, yeah, you've had Rock like transition into Hollywood and everything. You've had Rock come back. But Cena's done both. He's been back and forth, and he's constantly there when you need him to be. And he's made wrestling bigger than what it was.
Right.
And especially in what's considered the PG era.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is with Cena, it's like Cena's been there every day. You know, not recently, but before when he was pushing it out. And that's what he told The Rock. You know, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when you were talking about it.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, he's put to shame the part-time wrestlers. You know, like you want to come in here and do this and do that, but you're not doing nothing. Like, I'm here every single day. You know, Cena's put his time in. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's
one of the things that WWE is always going to be around, whether it's on USA, whether it's on Fox, but it's now getting to a point where WWE, and this rolls into what we talked about the last time with the Hall of Fame, is that they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Right now, WWE's they're not scraping the bottom of the barrel because there's a ton of independent talent on the uprising.
Would you say a plethora?
Yes, a plethora of talent, like coming up through the independent ranks. But yeah, you can get and like they've gone out and got Finn Balor and AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Adam Cole and so on. And they've created their own stars, Baron Corbin and Authors of Pain and stuff. But you're going to get to a point in, say, another 5 years where a lot of the talent that you have now that's been on WWE TV isn't going to be there. John Cena's not going to. Yeah, your Cena will be there, but he won't be there. Your Randy Orton, same thing. Like Dolph Ziggler, like guys like that, they'll be there, but then they won't be there because they've been doing it for so long.
Right.
So you're going to need up and coming talent, which.
But there's a plethora, and I say it again, a plethora of new talent all over the place.
There is. It's just a matter of looking.
Triple H is tapping into the indie scene.
He is.
You know, and he's bringing them to NXT. When bringing them to NXT, you know, he's bringing them up. Like, he's doing everything in his power to make sure that WWE stays relevant with the new people that the fans know about, you know, on the indie scene, which is amazing. You know, so I mean, once Trips gets full control, whenever that may be, you know, WWE is you're going to see a huge turn for WWE, I think.
Well, that kind of rolls into what we're going to talk about coming after the break, is what talent that's out there on the independents right now that's been kind of making a name for themselves wherever could possibly make their way to the WWE if they get scouted.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a break, pay the bills, and sponsors and all that. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit of independent and talk about the independent wrestling from whether it's Western New York, Ohio, PA, whatever, and see what talent's out there that possibly the WWE could use or take in the next 5 years, and have them and give them their own spin or whatever, and be the next core of WWE star guys.
Okay, I guess we could do that. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Listen to these commercials. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cyclone Jones, and I am with Pat G. The G stands for gangster. And remember, the TTRP is sponsored by the Gear Network store through Amazon. If you visit shopgear.com, it's a little bit different. That's shop, GERE.com, and click on any of the banners. It will take you right to your account, and you can do all your Amazon shopping there.
And you shop Amazon and Amazon Prime as you normally would. But the only difference is Amazon kicks back a small percentage of all your purchases to us here at the Gear Network, so we can cover our production costs to continue bringing great programming like TTRP, Turnbuckle Talk Radio Podcast, Better Live Than Dead, Get Ready America, and Talking Wrestling, among more, here from the Gear Network. So that's shopgear.com, SHOPGERE.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. TTRP, Turnbuckle Talk Radio Podcast. Cyclone Jones, Pat G. The G stands for gangster. And you know how we do. Right now, we are going to talk some more wrestling because we already talked cooking and childcare in the first half, right?
Yeah, totally. You took care of the cooking. I took care of the childcare.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, because you did childcare, right?
I did.
That is right, and I cook all the damn time.
Yeah, so
let's just.
I do have a question for you. Speaking of that,
yo, that's so funny. We both leaned back and looked at each other because we were going to say this, go into a topic. Go ahead.
Yeah. Have you ever cooked anything and sent it to Gordon Ramsay's Twitter for his?
I have not. I would never do that.
Why?
Because he is a beast. He is a monster.
He is. But you cook some damn good stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is that
you couldn't take that. You couldn't take that.
He's going on visuals.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's not tasting it. He's going on visuals.
Okay.
So the visuals would be that, you know, I would need to make sure that my plate is clean for one.
Okay.
I need to make sure that the food is properly cooked and it's got the right texture and tone.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
which I'm pretty sure you could do.
I could, but I just don't want to take that chance.
You don't want to face that.
Way.
You don't want to face that.
No way.
Gordon Ramsay going Gordon Ramsay.
Have you not seen what he does to people?
I have seen what he does to people, and it's hilarious. Like I honestly want to make something and just do it.
Just send it in.
Just send it for the grand principle of going.
Send him your pierogies.
I know, like do my pierogies up and everything, and just send it to him, and be like, I'm like, whatever he says. I'm just gonna be like, listen, I had food reserved. Like Gordon Ramsay took a look at my food, and he said this.
No,
there we go. I'm done.
I don't know.
You can't take that kind of rejection.
You're not about to hurt my feelings, dude. And then Gordon Ramsay is a badass, too.
He is.
Like, he literally is a badass.
He is.
So there's no way I'm going to just go up like, yeah, I'm fighting Gordon Ramsay. Nah, he's a badass. Like, I got to shoot him.
Oh, God. It's horrible.
I'm just saying in self-defense.
Self-defense, yeah.
You know.
But then again, Robert Irvine's like a huge man.
I've met him in person.
I've met him in person. Oh, my God.
He's a massive man.
He is. That is one man I do not want to cross paths with.
Massive. He's just huge. But anyway, talk some wrestling.
Yes.
I met Robert Irvine at a wrestling show, actually.
Well, he's married to a wrestler, so
exactly.
Of course.
That's where I met him at.
Yes. Well, rolling from what we were discussing and looking at independent talent, whether we know of them by word of mouth, or been in the ring, or you've been in the ring with them, or been at shows with them, like same as me. What independent talent out there could you possibly see the WWE taking a look at within the next 5 years? There.
Shadowcat.
Really?
No, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Honestly, I'm going to start with a tag team in my opinion.
Okay.
Who I truly, truly like. There's two of them, actually.
Okay.
The Hate Brigade.
Valid.
And the Dirty.
Okay. Why? Well, I already know you have a love fest with the Hate Brigade.
Yes.
Roscoe Black and Bobby Sapphire.
And the reason why is because they bring what their name is in the ring, in promos, everything. They ooze out entertainment.
They do.
You hear these guys and you honestly want to see them destroy something.
They do. And both of them are very athletic in the ring.
Yeah, they're large men and they're athletic. They can move.
They can.
I'm like, how the hell would you not want to sign these guys?
Absolutely. Now, why do you say the Dirty?
Because the dirty is dirty. I mean,
they are entertaining.
They are a good-looking tag team.
They are.
They're entertaining. They're both legit badasses.
They are.
Legit badasses. My opinion with why I selected the Hate Brigade and the Dirty is because I don't think WWE has enough tag teams anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
No, they don't.
Name them. You know what I'm saying? You got the Usos, you got the Bar.
The New Day.
You got the New Day.
Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon Brothers just came in. They're new. Bam.
That's it.
You got the Shield whenever they want to come together.
Yeah.
Or if you want to try and make a fake Shield with Jordan.
Yeah.
And
then you have the Undisputed Era, Authors of Pain, Sanity, and NXT.
Those are still coming up.
But they're
not on the main roster. There's not main roster, and they're not a storyline tag team like it used to be back in the days. Mm-hmm. I've always said this. I've always been an advocate for tag team wrestling in the WWE.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they don't do it like they used to anymore. They're so stuck on, I'm Roman Reigns, John Cena. Mm-hmm. Nothing against those guys. But you have tag team talent that's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
And you still have yet to
build a tag team division.
Exactly, to put that oomph on the tag team division.
While the New Day, Bludgeon Brothers, Usos, and the Bar are great. Mm-hmm. That's just 4 teams.
Right.
And
the Bludgeon Brothers are new.
Yeah, they just came back.
The rumor just came out that they may be added to the championship match at Fastlane.
And also, if you look at the Bar, they just had a 2 out of 3 falls match with Titus Worldwide of Titus and Apollo Crews.
Apollo.
Apollo.
His name is Apollo.
Speaking of that, for all you people out there that thinking the WWE took his last name off because of what happened in Florida, it's horrible, they didn't. WWE took his name off months ago because they're going with just single names because it's more marketable. Not because of what happened.
I don't know, because they just came out. They were just about to do the shirts. Crews can't lose.
They were, and they were, but then the only reason they stopped the shirts is because of what happened in Florida. They've been calling him Apollo they've just been using Apollo for the last couple of months. Mm-hmm. Because they look at Elias. Elias was Elias Sampson. Antonio Cesaro. They've been going.
Well, he's always been Cesaro.
Yeah, he's always been. But
Sheamus has always been Sheamus. There's only one name there.
They dropped the Alexander from Alexander Rusev. It's just they're going with single names because it's a more marketable thing. But right. The Crews can't lose shirts. Mm-hmm. They were coming down, but then what happened in Parkland, Florida, kind of was WWE was let's hold off on this.
Okay, so let's get back on topic.
Yes.
So, like I said, with the Dirty, I think the Dirty is a great tag team. They look good. They work together well.
Very.
They're dirty.
They cut amazing promos.
Yeah, amazing promos. They're DAF.
They are.
If you don't know what that is, think about it. But that's my decision for a tag team. What about you? What do you think? In your crossings and in your dwellings in pro wrestling, who do you think?
As far as tag teams go, I would honestly, there's 2 tag teams I've crossed. One being ICM, and the other being the Dirty.
Okay.
Because, and for the same reasons you, like the dirty are the dirty. They're great at what they do. And IndyCar Mafia has been tearing up the whole eastern part of the United States for the last 2 years.
Right.
Plain and simple. But me personally got 2 guys that I want to see in the WWE in the next 5 years. One being your favorite wrestler, the hybrid Sean Carr.
Yep.
And the other one being the destroyer of everything, Terrell Kenneth.
So now you just completely switched. Oh, because you gave me ICM and the Dirty. Okay. And then you switched it over to singles. I got you.
I switched it.
I was going to put you on blast, but I won't. You're right. Okay.
Because Sean Carr is Sean Carr. He's been in the ROH tournament. He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
And everything. And he's young, and he's relatively still young.
Yeah.
So I'm like, WWE scoops him up. They're going to have him for a while.
Yeah.
Same thing with Terrell Kenneth. Terrell Kenneth could fit that role that you lost. Like, yes, you have with Braun Strowman and everything, but Terrell Kenneth can fit that role that Mark Henry had for so long.
Okay.
Because, and the thing is Terrell Kenneth can also do comedy as well. Because he's just a generally funny guy in general.
Right. My picks for a single wrestler the WWE could pick up at this moment in time that I've come across in my
that's
travels.
not yourself?
That's not myself. I'm not going to put myself over.
Okay.
Because I don't, like, in all honesty, just to sidebar this, I don't see I would love to be in the WWE, but at my age and my late starting in my career of pro wrestling, I don't see myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you want to get as high as you can.
I feel as though Cyclone Jones could have been a good gimmick, before they went to, real names and real things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly believe Cyclone Jones would have been a great gimmick. It could have lasted somewhere. It could have been marketable somewhere. I honestly believe that. But like I said, when I started, it was too late. So I'm not going to put myself over.
Okay.
But of course, first pick, hybrid Sean Carr.
Of course.
I'm a fanboy for him. I truly am. You know what I'm saying? My second pick, I'm not going to I agree with you on Terrell Kenneth. However, I feel as though
Still
super young. Still has a lot to learn on the indies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's constantly learning, which is amazing.
Of course.
Amazing. But I honestly believe he still has a couple of things he needs to fine tweak within himself.
Okay.
And then from there on in, he'll be great. But I don't know, there's so many people that I've seen on an indie standpoint, on an independent standpoint, like I said, Sean Carr is one that pops out. Like I've always believed I would like to see Braxton Sutter there.
I would too.
Like I would. Yeah. Like when I first saw him, when I first met him, where did I meet him at? Was it the ESW show? I think it was my first ESW show. It was. It was the first ESW show I met him. And then a couple of weeks after that, he was on WWE SmackDown.
Okay.
Going against Shad. And I was like, wow, I just met him. Wow, he's on TV. Cool. And I just feel as though that he fit the camera. He really did. You know what I'm saying? So that's my pick. I mean, there's a lot of young guys coming up right now.
Like I said, well, it was within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young guys that are coming up right now that are still maybe only 2 or 3 years in. Mm-hmm. And in the next 5 years, they could easily be that next group of talent that goes, hey, gets backstage or whatever. Mm-hmm. And WWE's like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's got a look. He's got a gimmick. Mm-hmm. And, it's something that we could use.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot. I mean, and, just to, not toot the horn because I had nothing to do with it, but just to promote the area.
Yeah.
That we're in, You know, because I'm proud of the area. You know, it's, you know, Grapplers Anonymous in the Buffalo, New York area, Lackawanna, New York area, is pumping out new talent and doing it right.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they're doing it perfect. So if anybody listening to this, if you want to get into wrestling, if you want to become a pro wrestler, if you want to even see what we do and try, learn, Grapplers Anonymous is where you want to go. You know, under the tutelage of Brandon Thurston, Mikey Every Night, Chris West, you know, Braxton Sutter's there. You know, you can get the proper training that you need.
Absolutely.
You know,
you get the proper training and knowledge that you need to follow that dream of being a pro wrestler.
Yep. I mean, and if I didn't have a personal life and family life, I would be there too as well, assisting with, you know, with training and assisting with, you know, teaching these guys. I wish I could. Unfortunately, you know, real life plays a part and I can't.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome time. You know, it's an awesome time to be in pro wrestling right now.
There's guys that are like now that have had years in the independents that I would love to see. I would love to see get a shot. Mm-hmm. And that you have a John McChesney, you have a Brandon Thurston.
Yep. Crimson. Have you seen Crimson's last promo?
Yeah.
You have? You really have? You seen it seriously?
I've seen, not his last one. It might have been the one before that.
The last promo,
one.
His current recent promo.
Okay.
He's got a bullet hole in his head. It's an amazing promo.
Oh, wow.
We're going to play it. Actually, we are going to play it.
Okay.
We're going to play it right now. Amazing promo. So, you got to listen to it, check it out, because you got to see the makeup. You got to put everything together with this.
You have to.
You have to. It's like a Rubik's Cube, and you got to put everything together. Check it out, Turnbuckle Talk Radio Podcast, Facebook page. It's going to be there. We're going to put the promo there. But, Pat, I have to interview this guy.
Oh, we do. We've had him on before.
I've had crossings with him.
And I've had crossings with him, but it just...
I'm talking about in the ring.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, we didn't fight. We were about to. You know, it was Warpath and and myself in the ring, and
you were there,
and we were all three of us in the ring. You know, vying for my title.
Well, another name as far as the independents go is someone that I feel like should have got a shot and hasn't for some reason, and that's big time Bill Collier.
Yeah,
like not sure why. No, like I feel like because he's got the size and he's got the in-ring ability.
Yep,
and he does cut good promos.
He has everything except they already have what he has.
That's true,
and that sucks.
That's true
because what they have isn't as good as him.
Very true.
You know. I mean, looking at it, like look at Big Cass. That's exactly what it is.
Big Cass is Bill Collier.
You know, I mean, but he's not Bill Collier.
He's not.
You know, Bill Collier can freaking he lifted up me and Jamar Justice.
Oh wow!
I'm 272 pounds, legit.
Yeah,
legit. 272 pounds, legit.
Yeah,
and I know Jamar Justice is a good 260, 270.
Yeah. So that's like, that's almost that's like 550 pounds right there.
He literally had us both in his arms and then Samoan dropped the both of us.
Wow.
I'm sorry, fall away slam both of us.
Oh, fall away. Oh, God. That's even more.
And then he Samoan dropped us.
Oh, wow.
Both of us.
Wow.
The man is a monster of a man.
He is.
You know, unfortunately, his look is stopping him from getting on the WWE, I think personally. Because like I said, they already have that. And that's what pisses me off. Because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? As soon as I saw Big Cass, I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
True.
You know? I mean,
well, that rolls back to us talking about Aiden English and RJ City.
Yep.
What RJ City used to do, like he went.
I mean, that's a little bit different because that was just straight theft.
Yeah.
That was straight theft. Collier and Kaz, they're just the same. They're just the same
frame
build, of person.
Same frame.
You know, not frame. I take that back. Build. Because Collier's frame is amazing.
It's true.
Kaz's isn't. You know,
he's similar
big
looks.
And strong, but he's
similar
not
similar
as cut.
looks.
He's not as cut as Collier is.
Similar looks.
Yeah.
But the thing is there's a lot of independent talent, and we're just covering like the ones that we've crossed paths with. Mm-hmm. That's another guy, and you know what? And I know he's tearing up ROH right now and everything else. Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
I would love to see Shane Taylor in the WWE.
Yeah.
And what was funny is I watched a match with him the other day, and like rolling back to, like you said, Terrell Kenneth, a few things learned, whatever, stuff like that. A match between those two would be phenomenal. Terrell Kenneth taking on Shane Taylor, like that would be a match I would like. That would be a match you could pay for. Because Shane Taylor is the type of guy where he would take Terrell Kenneth and be like and show him more of himself. Because that's the guy Shane Taylor is. He's always willing to help. Look, he's always willing to help because that's the way he was brought up.
Right.
By J-Rock and TJ Dynamite.
J-Rock, baby, daddy.
That's another guy. He's had cups of coffee, like with WWE and ROH and everything. And J-Rock's a guy that's like improved himself in the last couple of years, and he said it himself that he's done this, and it's just he hasn't got that shot. He hasn't got that opportunity yet.
Yeah.
That not to mention the guys that are out on the West Coast or in the Midwest or even down south. Like it's one of the things of if you're in the Florida area and you're a pro wrestler, like you are doing a disservice to yourself not to try to get into the Performance Center at least one day.
Yeah.
Like I know that they have open tryouts, they have open sessions, whatever. Like if you're not trying to get into one of them, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yeah. You are. I mean, this young talent, man, I mean, there's so many different opportunities to...
Case in point, look at Nick Merrick. Nick Merrick went to Canada. He went to Calgary.
No, Calgary.
Calgary.
He went to Calgary. That's how it's pronounced.
to learn from
Lance Storm. Yeah.
So he's like, I want to get better. This is one of the places that I have to get better at. I'm going to go.
You should get Lance Storm on the podcast. You should call him.
I've contacted.
He won't do it.
And won't do it.
I know that. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Won't
do it.
I know that.
There's a lot of people that I've sent the press like interview requests or whatever, and I've gotten responses back saying not interested, not enough time, so or I've just been ignored.
Yeah.
But that's pro wrestling.
I already know Lance Storm wasn't going to do it. That was a joke. That was a huge joke. He doesn't do anything. He keeps to himself.
He does.
Keeps to himself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it.
Just about.
What else you got, Pat G?
Well, like you said, next week you're in Canada.
I am in Canada. I am debuting at NWX.
You, along with the rest of your Nightbreed brethren.
Yes. We will be debuting in Canada, tearing it up. They didn't announce my match just yet, so I don't know who I'm punching in the face. No clue.
Oh, I'm sure you'll know soon enough.
It is 20 Hartzale Road in St. Catharines, Ontario.
Just across the border.
Yep, just across the border. Doors open at 6:30. Bell time at 7 o'clock. Right now we got the Reckless One, Ryan Swift, versus Clayton Wilson, the champion for the NWX Northern Lights Heavyweight Championship. We got Bruiser Battersby, I don't know, Battersby, and the NXW Tag Team Champions Alpha Andre Amacetia,
okay,
and the Phoenix Nolan Pink versus Youth Gone Wild.
Interesting.
Adam Jeffrey, Chris Lambert, and Terry Blaze in a 6-man tag. So right now, I mean, those are the two matches that are announced. They haven't announced my match or my other Nightbreed brethren, but we plan on taking Canada over. Every single place we go to, we try and take over. And we damn sure going to take over Canada.
Well, you will be in Canada. I will be in Fremont, Ohio for Live Pro Wrestling LPW.
Yeah. I was supposed to be there, but the promoter never got back in contact with me. Bang.
So right now, what it looks like is...
Bang.
No matches have been announced.
Bang.
And yes, I know. The promoter's not very good at communication. I can't help this.
Bang.
I try.
I'm just shooting, that's all. You just keep talking.
But no matches have been announced. I believe the new LPW heavyweight champion, Louis Perot, will be defending his title. Don't know against who.
It should be against Cyclone Jones.
Jock Sampson has been fired, but there's rumors that Jock Sampson is going to buy a ticket and sit in the LPW crowd. And he's not coming alone. He's not coming alone. Of course, you're gonna have the fallout from the last show between Superman Lover and the Commissioner Ken Urban after Superman Lover put the boots to him.
Mm-hmm.
And also, a tag team match that should have happened last month is going to happen this month. I believe the LPW Tag Team Championships are going to be online. The champions, the History in the Making, Celeste Taylor and Brian Douglas, are going to be defending their titles.
Celeste Taylor is one of those guys that should be there now.
He is.
He's an amazing talent.
Of course, you're also going to see the Death Threat Army of Jack Price, Aaron O'Ryan, and Alex Weir probably continuing their battle with the Dirty and D-Ray 3000. Because they had a hell of a match and went to a 15-minute time limit draw. And the LPW crowd wanted 5 more minutes. So you're going to see possibly the continuation of that. And, of course, the seeing if the romance between the Bachelor Benjamin Boone and the Queen of the Silver Screen, Katie Arquette, develops any further. After he came out to her aid against the Halloween Queen, Avarice Gloom.
Oh.
So that's going to be Fremont, Ohio, March 10th. Fremont, Ohio, at the Strand Theater on North Front Street next week, Saturday.
Sounds like a plan.
It does.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
wrestling.
A lot of wrestling going on. This week is kind of slow for wrestling for us, though.
It's been.
I'm just kind of lost that. I'm just kind of lost that people you've blocked are in this conversation. I'm looking at some Facebook messages. I'm like, I blocked this guy. I'm just kind of lost because I forgot where I was going with that now.
It's a Saturday and you're not punching someone in the face.
Yeah, I'm not punching anybody in the damn face today. I'm about to go play Zelda, though. That's what I'm going to do.
You told me you beat it.
No.
You said you finished it.
No, I didn't.
You said you finished it when you were looking out the window for me.
I said I got done playing.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that game is huge.
Oh, okay. But you were just done playing at that moment.
I was done playing at that moment. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, before I leave, Mario Kart. Because you need to lose horrendously.
No. Because my chargers are not hooked up. And
unacceptable.
And the game system's in my room.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, it's all
fine. Next time.
Next
podcast.
Next time. We got to do a video podcast.
We have to. You know what? That's it. Video podcast in the first 5 minutes is just us talking wrestling, but playing Mario Kart. And
we can do that.
You losing horrifically.
We can do that. You know, let's do that. Next podcast, ladies and gentlemen, episode 44, video podcast.
Yes.
We will have something on the network for Gear to talk about. But it'll probably be something special. We'll figure something out.
You know what? Actually, that might be a perfect opportunity to get one Tylicious on. Because Tylicious is interested in, and he has lots of things to say. So,
does he?
Yeah. I talked to him.
Should we go to Rochester and do that episode? That way we can get some garbage plates?
We could.
All right.
We could do part of the show on the road, because Rochester's 45 minutes?
About that.
And then do a little bit on the road, and then have the rest of the show with Tylicious.
Yeah.
Because I talked to him recently, and he's got some thoughts on the whole Hall of Fame debate.
Yeah.
Of guys that possibly they could use to go in the next few years. So there's that. Video podcast. New Horizons. But ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. Pat G, the G stands for gangster. I'm Cyclone Jones. Cyclone!
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.